Hey guys, it's Brandon Miniman from Pocketnow.com, and this is the hardware tour of the HTC Touch Pro 2, the European version. Whether you're in the iPhone world or Android world or Windows Mobile world, you probably know about this phone. It's getting a lot of attention, and it may shape up to be the hottest device of this year, especially for the mobile professionals. And as you're going to see through this demonstration, it has a lot of features that are really targeted to people that need to be on the road and be able to communicate with their coworkers and friends and business professionals and things like that. So to start, the case that it comes with, as you saw in the unboxing, is actually real leather. It's not a holster, and it doesn't clip onto your belt, and I don't see a way of doing that. But it is a really nice way to protect the Touch Pro 2, and it's an expensive device, so naturally you want to be able to protect it. It closes with a magnet, like so, and you just slide it out like this. And I accidentally turned it on there. Now, the Touch Pro 2 has a chrome ring around the edge, which is quite nice. If you turn over to the back, there's no shiny black coating, which means that you don't have to worry about fingerprints at all on the back. It's actually got a metallic, shiny, glossy silver coating here, and there's a texture in the center, and then a piece of almost aluminum here. Very nice looking device. The screen is 3.6 inches diagonal, and actually, it's only 0.2 inches smaller than the Touch HD. They actually feel about the same size. So basically, think about the Touch Pro 2 kind of like the Touch HD, but with a slide-out keyboard. In fact, we thought that this may be called the Touch HD Pro, but HTC decided to call it the Touch Pro 2. So let's get a little bit closer and go around the device. So up here at the top, we have the status light next to the light sensor, and the front-facing video camera, which of course you can't use in the US because networks don't support it, but in Europe that's not the case. Down here we have no D-pad, but we have this zoom slider, which uses resistive screen technology, and it can be used when you're in photos or in Opera Mobile, and not really that many other places. Down here we have some hardware buttons, call start and call end also goes home, and then the start menu button here, and an OK or back button there. So let's go over to the side. Here we have a volume up and down rocker. It's very similar to that on the Touch Diamond 2, same place, a little bit thicker. Going over to the bottom, we have HTC's EXT USB port, which works with all of your mini USB plugs, which is good. We have microphone number 1 of 2, and I'm going to show you the second one in a second. It's quite interesting. Now, the stylus in the Touch Pro 2 is not magnetic, but it does automatically turn on the screen, as you see there. Now, other HTC devices last generation had magnetic styli, so if you look at the Touch HD and you try to bring it in close, it sucks it right in. If you look at the Touch Pro 2 and you bring it close, it sucks it right in. But not the case with the Diamond 2 and the Pro 2, which I think is a sad omission. So let's go around the other side. Here we have the second microphone, and this microphone is used in conjunction with the first microphone to provide noise cancellation when you put the device in straight talk mode. Now let me explain straight talk mode. So the idea here is that you're on a phone call, and maybe you're in a boardroom or you're in a meeting, and you want to put the phone on conference call mode or speakerphone mode. So you turn over the device, and automatically the device with the accelerometer knows that it's been turned over, and suddenly it turns into a speakerphone, and it uses 2 microphones to do noise cancellation, and it also has 2 speakers, one here and one here, which helps to make it louder so that it actually functions like a conference room speakerphone. We're going to talk more about how well this works in the review coming up soon. Okay, so I just want to quickly demonstrate the straight talk feature. Right now I'm on the call with someone, and I'm going to turn over the phone, and you see a little light, the device vibrates. Chris, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Do I sound clear?
You sound perfectly clear.
Excellent. And as I mentioned, there's a microphone button here. You just press that, it turns red, and he can't hear me right now. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
All right, thanks for the demo, Chris. And on the top, we have the standby button. Continuing on the back, we have a 3.2 megapixel camera here with no flash, unfortunately. Below that is the mute button. So another feature of this straight talk speakerphone feature, if the phone is on its back and you want to say something quietly and not hear the party that's on the phone hear you, you just tap on the mute button, it'll mute, and you'll see a little light on there, and press it again to turn off mute. Taking off the back cover, we see that the behind the 1500 milliamp hour battery is the SIM card slot, and unfortunately they put the micro SD holder under the battery cover. So if you want to quickly swap out your micro SD card, you have to take off the battery cover, which is kind of annoying, but not too big of a deal. Okay, so let's talk about the keyboard. The keyboard on the Touch Pro 2 is totally different than it was on the previous generation Touch Pros. So if you look at the Titan 2, for example, the keyboard is in a symmetrical row pretty much, with all the keys being spaced evenly apart and that sort of thing. If you look at the Touch Pro, successor to that, we have a similar layout, which was good, and it was easy to use. It was a good keyboard, nice and spacious. But HTC has taken it to the next level on the Touch Pro 2. The keys now are in an offset pattern, and what that means is that it's more ergonomic, kind of like a keyboard on a desktop or a laptop. The keys are much larger. The surface area is just immense. For people that have large-sized hands, this is going to be excellent for them. This keyboard is effortless, and you're going to see in a minute, I'm going to type some things, and it feels so good. The only problem is that there's a lot of finger travel because it's so large, but again, people with large fingers or even medium-sized fingers are going to appreciate this. So let me try typing something here. And keep in mind that I've only been playing with this for a few hours, so I can tell you that it feels really good when you type, and having the dedicated number row up top is really helpful. Let's take a look at what else we have on the keyboard while we're down here. We have a button that goes right into messaging. We have a link that goes to the web if you press function and that key. And there's a way to silence the phone, go page up, page down. And if you press the function button, you get a little light right here. And if you press the caps lock button, you'll get a light there. And you can keep them both on if you want. And a lot of people are asking about how this feels in hand and in the pocket, because if you remember, the original Touch Pro was very thick, and the Touch Pro before that, we'll call it the Titan 2, it went by a million different names, was even thicker. It was basically a brick. Well, fortunately, the Touch Pro 2 is considerably thinner than both of those devices. HTC made the device taller and a little bit wider, which I think allowed them to spread out the electronics and not make it so deep. So in hand, it does have heft to it, and it does feel, it does have some significant weight to it, which isn't a bad thing, but it definitely feels a lot thinner than does the Touch Pro or the Titan 2. And in the pocket, it slips nicely in the pocket because it's the shape of because it's very tall and not too thick. So that's it for the hardware tour on the HTC Touch Pro 2. We'll be back soon with a software tour and a full review. Be sure to check us out at twitter.com/PocketNowTweets for more on that. That's it for now.